Hello and welcome to the video. My name is Lex and today we have come to the very end of our long 12-part journey of the zodiacs, ending with Pisces. This is the sign for Pisces and it is a dual sign, so there are two components of it and they are both fish, so that makes it a little easier. And before you get mad at me, yes, it is going to be a beta fish. Yes, it is a male beta fish. Yes, there will be two male beta fish, and thankfully it's art, so I can draw them together and they won't fight. Isn't art great? Isn't that great? I love that. But yeah, traditionally beta fish will fight when you put them together. In the wild they'll fight as well. And they're just territorial. That's the thing. As with most animals, they're territorial and they'll fight over that. They'll also fight over mates. Fun fact about beta fish. They were bred back in the day to be fighters. I think over in Thailand, I'm pretty sure it was over there. They had professional fish fights, like fish fighting competitions. And a lot like we have cockfights or dog fighting, which is not legal where I am, thankfully, because I'm not a big fan of fighting animals. But I think it's very weird. Who would have thought that people would try to fight fish for entertainment? I just think that's fascinating. But yeah, back in the day, they used to have fish fights, and it wasn't the amount of damage that your fish could sustain that would win you the fight or the bet. It was the courage that your fish showed towards the component fish, or opponent fish, that would win you the fight. And let me tell you, I have two beta fish. One is a complete sissy. He doesn't like fighting, and he is quite sweet. The other one is mean. And he would rather jump out of the water and attack your finger mean. He would rather attack you rather than eat food mean. Like, that goes against maybe he's just not that hungry. I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. They all have very different personalities. If you've ever had a beta fish and you've given it some time to actually learn its personality, they don't underestimate fish. I know they're simple, and I know that usually little kids, their first pet are fish. Mine was. My first, actually, no, it's a lie. It was a guinea pig. Bad choice to get your child an animal for a present. But anyway, fish are usually like the very first pet that a child has because they're supposed to be simple and easy to take care of, and for some reason people really don't care much when fish die. And I think that's kind of sad. I think that's like a sad way to live, just because if you take time to get to know a beta fish, especially even goldfish, they all have very unique personalities, and I kind of wanted to show that in this because they're just yes, they're showy. The first things you'll probably look at when you see this is their bright, flashy tails. That's why people love the beta fish industry so much, because they're gorgeous. Not the females, unfortunately, but the males, they got it going on. But yeah, but then if you look a little deeper, you'll see that they're their own unique animals. Like, they have their own unique personalities, and it's really cool. And I try to portray that in the zentangle art form that I did in their faces and their scales. So originally, you'll look at the tail, because that's what beta fish are. They're beautiful, beautiful color. They have these bright, flashy tails, and people love that. But then if you look deeper, you'll see that they have a lot of different components to them. They're just really unique fish. Like mine, if I sit by the bowl, they'll come up to me. Well, they'll look at me. I shouldn't say come up. They'll look at me, and maybe they're begging for food. That's a good idea. But they also just might want my head on a steak. Or they might be saying hi. You never know, because they're fish, and they have their own little fish language that none of us understand. But it's pretty cool. Get to know your beta fish if you have one. They're unique little critters. I did choose to do a zentangle because back in my Cancer crab video, I mentioned that I had originally thought of doing the Cancer as a zentangle. Except then I didn't do it as a zentangle. I did mention that, and I also didn't give a reference for what zentangle looks like. And it's actually a very unique art form, very individualistic, a lot like tribal art, the style that I used in my Virgo and my Taurus video. But it's beautiful, and I didn't do too much of it in this one because it does take a very long time. It's very unique, and I really like it, actually. But for the purpose of this one, I decided not to go all out with the zentangle. Next time, maybe, but not in this one. And there it is, a finished product. My two happy, not so happy beta fish, but they're Pisces, and that's a cool thing for me. And thank you for watching this video. You got all the way to the end, so if you liked it, consider subscribing and, well, liking the video, and I'll see you in the next one. See you, bye.